All right. Welcome, everyone, to our Wednesday morning masterclass. So excited to have you all here. If you have been before, you know the drill. We do about 20 minutes-ish, depending on the leader. We go a little bit over. I have a feeling that Emily's got some good stuff for us today, so we might. And then we open it up for conversation, which is our mastermind portion of the day. Rusty, it's Emily. I love when people just show up. They don't even know what the topic is. They're just here. It's amazing. I didn't hear you, Rusty, but I'm glad you're here. All right. Thank you so much. I am going to hand it over to Emily. But what we are talking about today is so important and so amazing. If you hear me at all, I harp all the time on building your email list. It is what you own. I know Emily is going to speak to the importance of that, but it is so key and so crucial to your business to keep building that list. And so we have this amazing woman here today who's going to talk to us all about building it through Instagram. And so I always write a bunch of notes when Emily speaks, and I'm going to do the same today. So I will mute myself and let you take it away, amazing woman.
Thank you, my friend. Hello, everyone. I just love seeing all your faces, those of you that I know and those of you that I don't. So just quickly, my name is Emily Tosoni. I live in Helena, Montana. I am an Instagram growth coach, and I just celebrated my official 1-year anniversary of starting my business like a week or so ago. But I have been coaching business partners for almost 10 years in a variety of ways with my network marketing business. And so a lot of that transfers over, and a lot of what you do in any business can transfer over into how you show up on Instagram. And so I want to blend together today for you the importance of, when you're growing on Instagram, also growing your email list and how to do that. So Natalie said it, and I'm certain you've heard me say it and other people say it. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever platform you're growing on, they're free to use. Now, of course, you like LinkedIn, you can pay for certain facets, certain aspects of it, but you can use all the platforms for free. So it's an incredible way to grow your network. But if you aren't then connecting that network to you in a way that allows you legal accessibility to connect with people, like building your email list, if any of those platforms ever go down, you lose access to the entire audience that you have built. And this is a really great conversation that I have with a lot of my clients, because they always say, well, but I don't need an email list. I have an Instagram page. And I will tell you, when Threads launched, whatever that was, a month or so ago, my Instagram account was disabled. I just got a message that said, your account has been permanently disabled because you went against community guidelines. There was no description. I lost everything on my Instagram page. And I didn't even stress, because I did a little. I was like, oh, I was just picking up momentum, summer momentum. But I started a new Instagram page. And the first thing I did, see, Rusty knows, I emailed everyone. I emailed everyone on my email list. And I said, hey, my Instagram account went down. Here's the new one. And within 3 days, I already had 200 new followers. A lot of people that were already following me previously that were on my email list, but I was able to implement the things that I teach my clients to start to build my new account. And then actually, one of my clients, her husband works for Meta. And so she was like, send me an email, I'll get your account back. That doesn't happen for everyone, but I was able to get my original account back because they were able to see that it was a Threads issue, not an account issue. But the point of this is, if your account ever goes down for any reason, you can always reach out to the people on your email list, because the people on your email list are the ones that are most interested in what you're offering, right? There are people that are following you, and the goal is, how do we get them from your following into your email list? So I have a few suggestions for this, and I'm going to pull my phone screen up in a minute and show you some suggestions. But the first thing I want to ask is, I'm certain all of you have this, but I want to know, who has an email service provider already set up? Okay. Oh, Angie, did you raise your hand? Okay.
Okay. That was a very weak hand raise. Yes, I'm in the midst, but
Okay.
it is a work in progress.
Good. Yay. Okay, good. So I don't have to do the diatribe of like, Gmail does not count as an email service provider. Everyone is aware. Okay. Your Gmail account is great, but legally you are not protected. And it's not the most advantageous way to keep track of it. So whatever you're using, stick with that. Any email service provider platform that you're using has some back end where you can create opt-in forms. They all do. And then there are different ways you can create tags or sections, or, you can, I'm trying to think. I used Flowdesk for a long time, and they're called tags anyway, there are lots of options out there. Angie asked, do I have a favorite? When I started my business last year, I was using Flowdesk because of the price point. And I love the templates. It's very easy to use. I now use Kajabi. I switched to Kajabi in December because I needed a more robust platform to host my website, my email. It's a CRM. All my courses are on there. It is more expensive, but I have been very pleased with Kajabi. So if you're looking to make a switch, or if you're looking to start out, I do have a 50% off coupon code, I guess, for Flowdesk if you're looking for a place to start. Quite a few of my clients have switched from MailChimp over to Flowdesk because they said it's easier to use. But there are lots of options out there. So look for what works for you, but Flowdesk worked very well for me. The only reason I left Flowdesk was because I needed a more robust platform and back end for my website. And I love Kajabi. Okay, so whatever platform you're using, you need a lead magnet. Who has a lead magnet? Okay, a few folks. All right, let me focus on this because this is how you grow your email list. Your social media posts are to build your brand awareness, build brand authority, show people the value you have to offer, and attract your cold market to you so they become your warm market as a follower. Sales are going to happen, and I'm going to focus on Instagram specifically. Your sales happen in your stories and your emails. The majority of people who sign up for my courses to work with me do it through email and through stories. What you post is the way you cultivate that connection and that relationship. So when people ask me about like, okay, should I post on Instagram or should I be active in my stories? My answer is always yes, both, because they do very different things. The people watching that's a whole nother, the people watching your stories are the people that are most intrigued about what you have to offer. And I'm going to be teaching a workshop on that tomorrow night, how to utilize your stories to actually sell your offer. So one of the main things that you can use your posts for is promoting your lead magnet. So if you have a lead magnet, is it already set up? Do you already have an opt-in form created? Is it in your website area? And most importantly, do you have it named in a way that people are intrigued by it? So I feel like I could definitely talk for more than 20 minutes about all these things. So you're going to have to keep me reined in here. So here's the thing with lead magnets. It used to be where you could say, sign up for my weekly email newsletter, and people would do it. That does not work anymore, because think about how many things you are signed up for. Think about how many emails you get. Think about when you purchase something from a coach or a business, you are now in their welcome series, you're in their nurture series, you're getting emails from them all the time. Nobody is purposefully opting into a weekly email newsletter, if that's how you promote it. You have to name your lead magnet in a way that is attractive. It's kind of like creating a hook for your social media posts, right? It's just like, I've had a lot of professions in my life, but I started college as a journalism major. So I always come back to this reminder of like, people hate the headlines that come out for magazines and newspapers, but you're going to read it. You're going to read whatever that headline is. You're going to be like, oh, they purposely made this dramatic. What page is it on? I want to read it. Okay. It's the same thing with the title of a lead magnet. If you are going to give me 10 tips for how, like say your lead magnet is a free checklist with 10 tips on how I can better budget. I know Angie doesn't love the word budget, but or like, I know, better prioritize my finances. If you name it like that, 10 tips to prioritize your finances, that is not sexy. Nobody, I could go Google that. Why would I opt into your email list to get that? Boring. The list isn't boring, but the name is boring. So how can you spice it up, right? You have to think about how you can name a lead magnet so that your ideal client, when they land on your Instagram page, is intrigued enough to opt into it and get on your email list. That's going to be different for everyone. You have to work on that. You can use ChatGPT. You can use, if you do Google and you search for something and use the people also ask section, you'll get some ideas of keywords that are specific to your ideal client and what they're searching for, but you just have to play around with that. There are lots of ways to come up with great hooks and headlines. Once you have it named, well, I should say before you even name it, you need to make sure it's timely and relevant and something your ideal client wants. I mean, you could have a great lead magnet and it could even have a really sexy name, but if it does not meet your ideal client on the customer journey that they're on, and it doesn't meet the need of the pain points they have or the desired outcome that they have, they're not going to opt into your email list because it doesn't meet their needs currently. And this, again, I feel like I always come back to like, you have to know who you're trying to reach. If you're still in this stage of there's so many different people I can help with my business and really I could help anyone, that is true. And also it's not when it comes to using social media to grow your audience, because especially with Instagram, the average Instagram user follows over 1,000 accounts, and they spend I'll say Americans specifically, this is the research that I looked at recently. Americans spend about 30 minutes a day on Instagram. It's pretty similar with Canada as well and other countries, but so we'll say an average of 30 to 40 minutes a day. 1,000 accounts, 30 to 40 minutes a day. They're not going to see your posts on a regular basis. So you have to that doesn't mean, I'm not saying don't post, but it means that you're more likely to be seen in the email box, because email has a 22% open rate on average. So how do you attract them so that when they're searching for the thing that you offer on Instagram, and the Instagram search field is rising drastically and getting closer to Google as far as people searching for things. People are looking for brands and businesses and answers to the things they need on Instagram in the search field. And you need to be able to show up there by having keywords, lead magnet, content that speaks to your ideal client so that they will then opt into your email list. How's this feeling so far? Good? Okay. So how do you get them to opt in? What I have been teaching my clients most recently, because I have a 5-year-old, I run 2 businesses, I run my household, no family lives nearby, right? There's the mental load, right? So I'm sure everyone has a mental load, similar, but different, but similar, right? I can literally forget what I was going to do. I could turn my chair this way and be like, oh my God, what was I know I did, what was I? Okay. So when you, in your call to action, in your caption, say something like, go to my link in bio to register for my free thing or to get my free thing. Literally from the time it takes them to go from your reel or your carousel to your bio, they could literally forget what they were about to do. So the thing I have been suggesting recently, and I've been using this platform very haphazardly for the past year, is ManyChat. Are any of you using ManyChat yet? Okay. Oh, Natalie, can I share my screen? I should have asked you that at the beginning. I want to pull up ManyChat and show you why this can be so advantageous. Let me see. Thank you, friend. All right. see if that worked. Okay, ManyChat, just ManyChat, manychat.com. This is, so I guess, let me back up. Instead of saying, go to the link in my bio to get the free thing, instead you're going to say, DM me, and then use a keyword, an emoji, a number, it doesn't matter. Keep it simple and easy to spell. So like, maybe don't use the word favorite, because do I spell it the way it's spelled in American English or British English, or like, right? Don't use words that are not easy to spell. Obviously you would have it like spelled out, DM me favorite, but okay, you get what I'm saying. Keep it simple. Emojis are great if it's a well-used emoji or an emoji people are familiar with that, you know, any phone would have in their keyboard. Numbers, so maybe it's like number 123, message me the number 123, just come up with a keyword. And then you have an automation set up with ManyChat to send them a DM. So now you have gotten into their individual conversations, right? You're having a DM with them, a direct message back and forth. And again, this works for Facebook and Instagram. Those are the only two I've tried to use it with. I'm certain you can set it up with probably TikTok as well. I don't think you can set it up with LinkedIn, but I'm not certain. When they send you this message, and you can set it up to respond to a comment on a post or a DM. There's lots of ways you can automate this. I'm just going to show you the most simple way to start with, and then you can play around with ManyChat. To set up an account is free. I am currently paying for it just so I have more, there's more options. I can do more. And I think I pay $15 US a month for this, but it has been priceless. So here's how this works. You set up your account and you will link, if I remember correctly, when you link like your Instagram account, it makes you link your whole Meta account. So it links both. So you get all that linked up together. And then you're going to come over here. There's a lot to navigate through, but just focus right now on the automation piece. So you click into your automation. And this would all be, there'd be nothing here. I've been playing around with different stuff, but none of this would be here yet because you're fresh. So you're going to come up here to where it says new flow. So let's say, oh, well, there are lots of options here. There are templates. There are lots of things you can do. Lots of things you can do in the DMs here. So play around with it. Look at what the options are. Learn some of the different templates. Figure out what works for you. You can even use AI to help create a flow. For now, I'm just going to start you from scratch to keep this easy. So this is the setup that you get. So the trigger, you're going to click into new trigger. And I'm going to switch it to my Instagram account over here. So I'm going to say, if anyone sends me a direct message with a keyword, that's the one I'm going to choose. Instagram DM keyword. And let's say I do the keyword, one of mine is sell. So you could put as many iterations of sell in here as you want. If you're like, oh, people always misspell sell in this way, or again, favorite. That one, favorite is a little long. Maybe you could do fave, but put all the different ways that someone might spell the word. Okay, so that's your keyword. And then you click create. So when a user sends a direct message to you with this keyword, then I want to send them a message in Instagram. So I'm going to click Instagram. It says send message. And then you type your text out. So you would say like, I am so excited to share this course. Or let's say we're doing a freebie, this info with you, this 10-step. Trying to type while people are watching me makes me so nervous. This 10-step checklist will change your finances. Let me know how you like it. Okay, so now you could put the link right here in the text field. So, whatever you would put. Don't send them directly to your full website. Send them to the exact opt-in page you want. But just for now, let's just say I put the website there. And then you can see this is how the message would show up in their inbox, or you can add a button. And the button you would put like, get it here for free. And then when this button is pressed, it would open the website. So then you'd put the website link here. Whoa, there's some letters in there.
So that can be your form link on your CRM that then immediately
Yes.
puts them into your mail list.
Yes, absolutely. So you would put the link there that takes them directly to the page for your freebie, for your lead magnet. Yep. And then if you did that, I would take. So then it will show up to them like this. And this would be a button they would click on. You can add more information in here. You can add, I mean, there's so much you could do in here. But what this does is it gets you into their DMs instead of trusting them to navigate back to your link in bio and then click on the link in bio, and then they get distracted by all the different things that you have there. This goes directly to their inbox. And again, you can use this for free. I just started paying for it because I wanted to do like when I have a trigger, and I say a user comments on a post or a reel, I want to be able to set it to if they post on any, if they respond with that word on any post or reel. You can set it up for a specific post or reel. But anyway, this is an incredible tool because it gets you into their DMs. Okay. And then they're more likely to opt into the thing. You can also use this for courses that you're selling. Wait lists. A wait list, an email wait list is a great lead magnet to get someone onto a wait list. You know, hey, get on the wait list so you get access to the best pricing when I launch my new course, right? Like that's a great lead magnet. So set up ManyChat. Any questions about that at the moment? I have one more thing I want to share. Yeah, Rusty.
Okay. The thing you showed that was free, do we have to do that for each post? Or are you saying the specific post, or that we can do that and anytime they DM on any post, the keyword, then it works?
Yeah, if you're using the free version and you set it up as a response to a DM, so if they DM you, you can, that would just be anytime they DM you. So
Okay,
you
so
can use
then
the
that
same,
is
yeah,
worthwhile for free then, because yeah,
Yep.
if you don't. Okay, thank you. All right.
Yeah, it's great. It's so great. Use it. Especially start with it for free. And then you can always, like I say, I use it for free up and just until like the past month or two. And it worked great. You know, I was playing around with it, trying to figure it out. Anyway, ManyChat, use it, automate those responses. And then you can have more conversation in there. So you can even set up a flow where it sends that message to them. And then it sends another message that says, you know, and hey, while you're here, tell me what are the main questions you have about how to be more in control of your finances? What are the questions you have about XYZ? Because now you're in their DMs, you've sent them something for free, or you've sent them a link to a course that you're offering or a discount code or whatever it is that you have set up there. And now you can have conversation there. And then they're also receiving emails from you. So now you're top of mind. You're somebody who offers valuable information. You're somebody who asks questions. You're somebody who's interacting with them. You're showing up in their email box because I hope you also have a welcome email series set up and a nurture series, and you're offering them guidance, and you're doing a soft sell at the end of every email in your nurture series, like very soft sell. This is how you get people that are very intrigued in what you have to offer from Instagram onto your email list. The first lead magnet that I put out when I started my business last year was a free masterclass on how to optimize your Instagram profile. I had just started my business. The people that were following me were not necessarily following me for this business purpose. And I got 100 people to register for that course and started my email list like that. So if you have a lead magnet that you can offer, and hear me when I say this is really important. Do not, as your main lead magnet, use a discovery call. Do not. I'm not saying discovery calls aren't fabulous. If I get on a discovery call with someone, more likely than not, they're going to sign up for a course with me. But that is a high risk thing for somebody. They need to already know you and have a feeling about you before they're going to get on a discovery call. So you need to be delivering value ahead of time. Maybe after you deliver the lead magnet that is a checklist or a document or a workbook or a free masterclass, you have a next step that offers the free consultation call or the discovery call. Hey, now that you've like watched this free masterclass, I mean, I do that with every masterclass I teach. Free masterclass. I always say, okay, now everyone, I've opened up my calendar. Everyone gets a free 30-minute discovery call with me. And I mean, you know, out of however many people get on, it's a small percentage that sign up for that free spot because they're interested in taking the next step. So when it comes to your lead magnet, please, as your main lead magnet to get people on your email list, don't use a discovery call for that. Okay. Again, there's so much more that I could just go down rabbit holes. What questions do you have?
I have a question. I wrote it down earlier so I wouldn't forget it.
I love
I
it.
wonder if, and this is worst case scenario, if your Instagram channel goes down, and I have been collecting email addresses, but I'm super excited about ManyChat being able to even increase my reach for increasing my CRM. But my social app that I use that keeps track of all the people that comment or like, I wonder if that information would still be there if the channel would still go down. Was any, like, did Kajabi or whatever you used for your Instagram to collect comments? Because I don't even go sometimes to my apps to comment, because I can go right to my social app and see, oh, somebody commented my Instagram, somebody commented my LinkedIn, and I can reply right them to there from there.
If your account goes down, all that is lost.
It's lost on the account, I wonder, but is it still kept in my app? I'm gonna ask my provider, because yeah,
It was all lost for me.
yeah.
Like,
Oh,
and because you can do that, there's a business suite in Meta.
yeah.
And there's also, you can keep track of all that in ManyChat as well. All the comments that come into your Facebook and your Instagram, you can keep track of all of it in Meta or in ManyChat, but all of it was gone when my account, I mean, when I would log into my account, it was white blank, everything gone.
Yeah.
And then everything was gone in the back end in Meta, all the connections, it was all gone. So I couldn't even log into ManyChat because the account no longer existed.
Oh,
So
I think I'll let you know. I'm gonna email my support desk for my social app and ask them, because I also think there's an export function there where I can export it all. And I thought about having a spreadsheet of all the names of people that have been commenting and stuff, so then I can, you know, reach out to people now and then type thing. So, but I'm gonna try ManyChat. That was super worth the time today, Emily. And if at all possible, I'm gonna make your class tomorrow, because I know you always offer supreme value. You're awesome.
thank you, Rusty.
Yeah.
That's so kind. Thank
I
you.
always learn something I use right away, and I'm thrilled. Oh, and I have an author. Nobody else has raised their hand yet. I have an author that I've been nagging and nagging and nagging. He has to have a lead magnet on his Instagram. He's got over 100,000 followers on his Instagram now. And I said, that means nothing to the publisher without an email list. When are we going to do your lead magnet? So I've got to deliver that to him today, because he finally agreed to pay me to create his lead magnet and put a link on his thing. So
Good.
yeah, thank you, because your story helped me sway him when you had lost your account. So
I knew something positive would come out of that experience. Oh my gosh. What a situation that was. Yeah. Okay. I could talk about that too. Okay. What other questions? Anything else? Any other thoughts? Hopefully you feel excited and not overwhelmed. Does everyone have a welcome email series set up?
I was just gonna ask about that. I don't want to out myself, but I just did. Because it's overwhelming, I think. That's the whole thing. I'm like, okay, how many emails should be a part of that? And then when do I move them to the nurture sequence? And like, it's a whole, like, I look at it and then I just go and get a glass of wine. Sorry, my honesty came out.
Angie, I just wish maybe if I just moved to Canada and I can hang out with all of you in person at events. I mean, I do live close to Canada, but not close to Toronto. Okay, so email is not my area of expertise, but I will say the welcome series, I have, I think there's 5 or 6 emails in it, and they're spaced out 2 or 3 days at a time. And I mean, maybe I could just work with Natalie to teach a course about it to everybody, how to do like a simple welcome, or how to do a simple welcome series. And then as far as a nurture series goes, you can keep it so simple. So like my nurture series is every Monday you get an email from me. And a lot of times I will take a content idea for the week that I'm going to post on social media, and I will just expand on it and do more detail in the email. And then at the bottom of all of my nurture sequence emails, I have like a PS that says like, PS, whenever you're ready, like to take the next step, here are 3 ways we can work together. And then I have 3 buttons that lead to, 3 of my current offerings or courses that they can navigate to a landing page to learn more about that. So the nurture series can be very simple, but then you also would have like a sales sequence of emails when you are selling something specifically. So when you're launching a course, or if you're doing a special, or you have something up and coming, then a sales sequence of emails. People are more likely to stay on your email list when you're sending sales emails, when they know they are also receiving valuable emails from you. This is why a nurture series is so important, because if they get on your email list and then they never hear from you until you're selling something, then you do come across as salesy. Then you do come across as like, I haven't heard from, I don't even know who is this person? When did I opt into this email list? Like, what the hell is this? Right? So if you're sending a nurture sequence and you're giving basically information for free, they learn your value. They remember, they're like, oh my God, Mondays I get emails from Emily. And then they feel more connected to you. So the importance of a nurture sequence, especially for email, and keeping them on your list is really important, so that you don't lose them as a subscriber when the sales emails come out. You're still going to lose people when the sales emails come out, but that's less likely to happen, or it'll be a lower percentage if you've been nurturing that connection. But yeah, I can certainly work with Natalie if that feels like something that would be helpful, how to put together a welcome series. We can put that together. I mean, as long as Natalie's okay with it.
Yeah. I think Natalie is okay with it, because Angie and I are raising our hands for that.
I'm in.
Angie, do you want to be an accountability partner and meet once a week to do our emails for once a week? Because you got a different budget than me. And
yeah, I do need someone to light a fire under my what.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Oh, I'll bring the wine. Yeah.
I'll bring my kombucha.
Perfect.
Oh, this is great. What else? What other questions about? Feel free to ask anything that we just talked about, or Natalie, cut me off when you need to cut me off. All the things.
No, this is great. I mean, we're in the discussion portion. I'm keeping the recording going because I think these are all really helpful, and no one's really sharing anything too personal. So I'll just keep this going. But I love it. I love it.
Perfect. Any other thoughts? Any other questions?
What about thoughts about the keyword? Can you talk more about the keyword that yeah, like, so for Angie, something keyword budget, for me, something writing. And then Natalie gave me an idea in the chat, like to ask AI, what is the most commonly searched word for like a writing coach or something? So keywords.
Yeah. So let's talk about keywords. So there are 2 different like functions for keywords. There's a keyword that you would use when you're setting up ManyChat. So like that's like different. And so are you asking about keywords you would use to attract your audience? Yeah. Okay. So let me share my screen again. Let me get to, so, okay. ChatGPT is great. And it's also a few years behind when it comes to the information it can access. So what I encourage my clients to do, sorry, it was like 100 degrees yesterday here, and now it's like 50 outside. So I feel like I just have a runny nose today because it was so hot, and now it's just like a normal Montana moving into fall. Okay, so I know some of you have seen me do this before, but this is the best way that you can find current keywords. Chat GPT, any of those AI functions are great, but they're not as up to date as what you want for right now, for like, what are people searching for right now? So there's a few ways you can do this. So Rusty, give me like, what is a question you would normally get, or what's a topic you would normally cover, when you're doing a training or when you're talking about the struggles that your clients have?
Okay, some of them, how to write a LinkedIn bio, or like, how do I get started on my book? How do I create a writing habit? Does that give you enough ideas?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. A book. Okay. How do I get started writing a book? Have you all seen me do this before? I feel like you probably have. Okay. After you type in a common question that you get, an FAQ, something that you train on, whatever that looks like, you're going to scroll down to where it says people also ask. You'll find this with every Google search, and you always get 4 responses. Now, the nice thing about people also ask this section is that these are the things other people have typed in. So these are phrases, there are words in there that you can start to use yourself, because that's what people are searching for. So how do you start writing a book for beginners, right? Like, take that and turn that into a social media post. Use that. That could literally be a hook. And those are keywords. Now, to go, you don't need to expand on it to see what's written here, because your brain knows the answer to this, Rusty. How do you start writing a book for beginners? It doesn't matter what's here. If you want to look there for some inspiration, it's fine. But what happens when you open up each of these arrows, when you open and close and open and close, more responses show up. So now look how many there are. All of these are searches other people have done in Google. Can I write a book if I don't read much? Can you publish a book with no money? Turn all of those things into posts.
Can you see my stunned look right now? I've never even thought about the people who ask about this. Just gives me like, I could make, series of posts, and not like, do them day after day, but just set up all of my posts for, random days during the week, and then have the many chat set up with DM me at this for all of, oh my word, Emily.
You're welcome. I did not come up with this. I learned this from someone else, but I share it because it's been so helpful for me too, right? Because I'm always like, what do people need the most help with when it comes to Instagram? So I can come here, I can look, it gives you the most up to date, right? Google is more up to date than ChatGPT or Bard or any of those AI functions. And you literally could turn any of these into a hook for a post. You could turn it into a blog post. You could turn it into an email, right? Is it better to have a publisher or self-publish? Oh my God, that's a hook. That's a hook. Use that and then create a reel. And then in the caption, you say, if you're ready to self-publish, DM me, blah, 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 for a free blah, 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 right? Like there's so you can all do this. And then you could put other phrases in here. The other things that, that Rusty said, how do I write a LinkedIn bio, right? There's so many for each of you. You could literally have content ideas for the next entire quarter for your social media, for your blog, for whatever it is, with the people also ask section. And the other thing that it gives you is the keywords that they are using that you can then start to put into your bio on Instagram, into your name field, anywhere that is, not only are you building it into your content, but you're putting it in the bio section of whatever social media platform you're on, so that you're more findable in searches. What was the other one I was going to show you for keywords?
One more question. The DM me, just to be really clear about that, all they have to do is just that word, because then you put all the different ways they can spell in ManyChat, and all they have. So then that keeps it simple. It lessens the monkey or squirrel type thing where they get distracted, because I know I watched my sister go to her phone to do something, and 3 minutes later, 5 minutes later, what was I going to do? And I'm like over memory for her. I see that happen all the time.
It doesn't even take that long. 3
No,
minutes.
no, I mean, she's gone, but like 5 minutes later, she's going, what was that? Because she's already wasted 5 minutes. She went there specifically for something. She distracted, does something else, and then forgot what she was going to do. This is incredible. Okay, Natalie, this class alone is worth the membership in Happy Healthy Women. You just got to tell people that
Yay.
on the social media on stuff. It's incredible.
Rusty, you're so kind. Thank you.
Oh, I'm honest. I'm so excited right now.
I know, I really appreciate it. It's great feedback for me too. So yeah, you guys like use the, then you could take, so the other thing you can do here with Google, after you have these ideas, you could take this and dump it into Chat GPT, and you could say, I am blah, 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 and I do blah, 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 and my ideal client is blah, 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 and I want you to help me create an outline for a post with this topic, and I want it to be conversational and with a friendly, light tone and not many emojis. And then you put that into Chat GPT, it will spit out, and you say, I want it to be an Instagram, post. It will spit out its first iteration, and then you have a conversation back and forth with Chat GPT about how to continue to edit it until you're ready to take it out, edit it one last time, use it as a post, which I'm actually doing. So I have a monthly membership community called Instagram Growth Lab, and tomorrow's training is all about how to do all of that in Chat GPT, how to tell it about your ideal client, how to get really specific, how to generate responses that really work for you. So if that's something that you want help with, you can just DM me on Instagram, the word growth, and you'll get a link to Instagram Growth Lab. That's one of my keywords at setup. Valencia, thank you so much for coming. All right, any other questions? Oh man. Any other thoughts? Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you.
I'm staying silent so other people have a chance to talk.
Let me show you one more thing that has to do with keywords. I think I've shared this before in another training, but just since we're talking about keywords and social media, specifically Instagram. Okay, one more thing. And if you have a question, just ask, because you see how I can bop around, just bopping around. Okay, when you are in Instagram, sorry, my screen is catching up. What is happening here? Okay. You've probably heard me say this before, but I'm going to say it again. This field right here is your name field. This is your username. They are different. Do not just put your name in the name field. I know you want to, because that's what it tells you to do, and you want to follow the directions. But your name field, the bold field right here, is search engine optimized. Your keywords should be right here. The keywords that someone would be coming to this search function to search for. How do I self-publish? God, can't type. I swear when people are watching me type, I get fat fingers. Okay, how do I self-publish? Search. You should have content that has those keywords: self-publish a book, your account. Okay, nobody has that in there, like how do I self-publish in their account. But maybe in your bio it says something like, let me teach you how to self-publish, or I don't know exactly what the keyword is. Don't listen to me 100% here, Rusty, but just as examples, like start using that in your content, because look what comes up. I mean, here's all the content that has a phrase like that in the content, in the caption. That's a part of the actual content itself. The other thing I'll say right here, because this is the search page, right now on Instagram, carousels take up more real estate on the search page than reels, right? Look at how many carousels there are here, and look how many reels. You can see 2.5 reels, and you can see 10 carousels. You need to have a variety of content types. You need to be posting reels and carousels, because reels are still the best way to bring people in, but also you want your carousels to show up, because they will see more carousels than they will reels on this first screen when they're searching. And anyway, this field needs to have keywords that your ideal client would be using, not necessarily the keywords you would use. So I'll just give a quick example. Well, Angie, I don't think you don't have to take your name out of the name field, but you want to make sure to add keywords in there. So, oh my God, see, this is what just happened. What was I just going to tell you? It was going to be important. Now I've forgotten because I checked the damn chat. What was I going to say? Oh, keywords. Okay, here's the example. I am also a sports medicine professional. So I work in Canada, they call us athletic therapists. So I worked as an athletic therapist with college athletes, athletic trainer here in the States. So if I had an athlete come in with an injury and I evaluated them and I said, you have a grade 2 iliopsoas strain and I'm going to need, they would be like, what? Okay. Stop using terms in your bio that you know and your ideal client doesn't. You teach them those words and those phrases and those concepts once they are a client, or if you're giving more context. What I would say instead to an athlete is, you strained your hip flexor. And so here are the things you're not going to be able to do. And here are the things you can do. And I'm going to create a rehab protocol for you. Because if I start talking about the origin and the insertion and the iliopsoas and where it's attached and the head of their femur, they don't care. Just like your ideal client doesn't care about the jargon that you use while they are trying to find you. You teach them that behind the paywall or in your emails. So the keywords that you use need to be the keywords they are using, which is what Google will show you, which is what you will learn as they, I mean, one of the best places to find keywords is asking your existing clientele, tell me your main questions, tell me your main struggles, tell me blah, blah, blah. And then whatever they say back to you, literally turn that into a post, turn that into content idea, turn that into a blog, right? Those are the words they're using. Use those in your content. Don't just use jargon that you know, which is hard to do because once we're like, that's the jargon we use. Those are the phrases you have to stay connected to where your ideal client is in their pain point zone and they're not to the transformation yet. So like stay in that pain point zone with those words. Yeah, Rusty.
Here I go again. I confess that I am really good at posts and I do a few carousels, not a whole lot. I've got one really funny one coming up soon because my son is absolutely a comedian. But I don't do reels. So what tips can you give to encourage and make reels easier and attractive to do?
I am doing a free 5-day reels challenge to teach you how to do reels. So that's what I would recommend signing up for that. And actually I'll put the link in the, because when you sign up for it, you get a link to a free training that I did on how to do reels, literally how to go into Instagram and create them. We are at the time where you have to be using reels. And some other coaches will say like, no, you can grow with carousels. Okay, sure. The best reach comes from reels. People love short form video. You have to be incorporating them. And they don't have to be long and they don't have to be wordy and they don't have to be complicated. And I'm going to show you how to do all that in this reels challenge. And I'm going to give you content prompts for 5 days. So you don't even have
problem with content, but can they be batched and done like in a bunch and then show up? Okay, I'm coming. I know I'm going to learn something. I'm coming.
Yeah. I mean, and the way the reels that get attention now, as opposed to when I taught this 6 months ago, has changed. So like now I teach people to create looping reels where like the video itself can be anywhere from 2 to 5 to 8 seconds long and it loops. So maybe there's enough content on the screen that they are staying there reading it while the reel is like playing for the second, the third, the fourth time. The person watching doesn't really even necessarily know because they're reading the content. Or I'm also now really focusing on drive them to the caption. So you put like a really juicy hook and then you say, I'm going to spill all the details in the caption. And then the first line in the caption is your call to action. DM me the word reels to get signed up for my free 5-day reels challenge, and then read more. And then they're going to read the caption. And then the call to action is reiterated again at the end of the caption, right? So things change. But if you're not using reels, and here,
I will start using reels. I'll come to your challenge.
it,
Because
Rusty.
after the last class, I think I did 4 things right away that you did, and my followers jumped noticeably in that week, because I keep track of all my followers everywhere, and they noticeably jumped that week that I changed all those 4 things right after your class. I just like
Good. Yay. It works. It works if you get consistent and do it. It works. I mean, it works, but the consistency has to be there. You have to, like, my goal is to keep you abreast of what's changing with Instagram, so you don't have to do that, so that I can say, okay, here's how things have changed. Make these changes so you don't have to be like, oh my God, this reel looks different than that reel, and this worked for me 6 months ago and it's not working now. Like, my goal is, how can I keep you in the know so you can focus on your business and transfer that information into the content that you share in a way that is most likely to reach your ideal client. And there's so many ways you can do that. Reels are the best way to bring new followers to you. If you want to reach your cold market, which is what we all want to do, we all want more of our cold market to become our warm market. You have to be using reels, and you have to be strategic about how you're creating them, the content you're putting in there, the information. So once you're using reels and you incorporate DM me blank to get more information, and you have a lead magnet set up, bye Valencia, thanks for sticking around. Once you have all that set up and you're consistent with the content you're putting out, and you have a welcome email series, you have a nurture series, it starts to change. And ladies, it's almost the 4th quarter. The summer slump is almost over. So you need to get in order now, so that as we go into the 4th quarter and people are expecting specials, new things, they're ready to spend money. It's the end of the year. Oh my God, I didn't spend everything I needed to spend so I can, have the tax benefit or whatever. They're ready. Oh my God, the new year's coming. I need to prepare myself and my business. What courses can I take? You need to be ready. And all of these things are going to help you do that. Okay, I think I'm done. Oh wait, Carol, good question. How can I stop creepy followers, fake accounts? I'm blocking left and right and center. There must be something I can do in my settings. Well, yes and no. I mean, here's what I'll say. You'll get less bot followers once you are more strategic about who your ideal client is, how you're speaking to them, and the consistency of showing up. I mean, I hardly ever get bot followers anymore, since I have gotten more specific. And the same thing happens when I guide my clients to that. They start to, oh my God. But some of that will just always be there. Like, I mean, I block people regularly because the bigger your account gets.
Sometimes I send a picture. Sometimes I send a picture of my naked bum back. Just
do not.
saying.
Don't do it.
I'm just joking. I'm totally joking. You imagine?
Don't do it. Oh my God. Some of that will just happen, but I swear you will get less. You will get less of those after you opt it, just all the things. Okay. Oh my God. Let me just say, if you're ever live on Instagram and some random person is watching your live and requests to join, do not let them join. I've heard too many horror stories of like, oh, this random person wants to come on live with me, and then they're like naked or masturbating, or so like, seriously, don't bring any random person on live just because they request while you are live. Okay. Just don't do that. Anyway. All right. I know we're almost at the top of the hour, so. Oh,
What a
Lord.
what a way to finish off. I think that I think your next workshop is how to not have naked bum bots messaging you. It's great. This is so fantastic. Oh my gosh. You just blew my hair back. Emily, you are full of value. I love you so much. And I don't know why I haven't joined Instagram Growth Lab yet, but I will today. That's my on my list to do. And I think everyone in this community should. I think it's such a great investment. It's $32 US. I just checked. I was like, how much is this thing? Why am I not in it? But like Instagram is huge in growing and building our businesses. And so, yeah, let's all do that for sure. And thank you, Emily, for this. You're amazing. Tomorrow night's workshop, can you just like briefly share what you're going to cover in that so that people are in the know? Because it's going to be like, if you think this was valuable, wait till Emily texted me yesterday. She was like, how long do I have? Because I've created a lot of content for this workshop. So Emily, you want to share briefly what you're going to share?
Yeah. So tomorrow night, so most people don't really know how to strategically use stories to sell their offer. So I'm going to go over kind of the timing of how to use stories, how often you should post in stories, the content to put in there, how to sprinkle your offers in, how to put your lead magnet offers in there, and really more of like how to show up as yourself in your stories, because your front-facing feed is where people are learning about your brand and your value, and your stories is where they want to learn more about you. So we're going to go into more detail, and I'm going to give some examples of like some different things you can do in stories, how to stay consistent there without having to be on your app all day long, and how that can create a feeling of community and connection and start conversation. So, because again, stories and emails, that's where you make your sales. It's not going to happen in your static feed the majority of the time. So the goal is now you know how to get people to your email list more strategically. And then the stories piece is the other side of the selling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Can't wait for that. And yeah, if you sign up and you can't make it, we'll send you the recording afterwards. So all good there. Thank you, Emily, and thank you everyone for joining. This was awesome as usual, and I look forward to more to come. We'll see you all tomorrow night if you can make it. Thank you.
Thanks, ladies.
Bye.